Hi guys! I have a super sneaky trap to crush the Dutch defense. It's absolutely crazy and packed with tricks. Okay, let's rock and roll. D4. And if black plays F5, yep, the Dutch defense. Here, the typical D4 opening is C4, followed by knight C3. But you can play something much more aggressively by continuing with bishop G5, the Hopton attack. Here, your bishop pins the pawn, and it's obviously very annoying. According to the online database, there are 3 very popular moves for black. They can play knight F6 or G6, and the top move is H6, and we're going to focus on H6. Because if they play knight F6, you simply take the knight. After the pawn recaptures the knight, look, black ends up with doubled pawns. Then play E3. Bishop becomes active, attacking the pawn. Or you can play bishop C4, knight E2, and queen D3. And you can castle queenside. Of course, black's doubled pawns are permanent, and you can exploit them by launching a pawn storm on the kingside. Let's go back. Or what if black responds with H6, the main line? Obviously, they're trying to chase your bishop away. I recommend that you don't retreat your bishop back to its original diagonal. Instead, we're going to play a tricky move, bishop H4. We keep the pin on the E7 pawn, and I'm sure that's super annoying. So, pawn can't move. Most of the time, black continues by pushing the G pawn to G5. Where does your bishop go? Yes, there's still G3. And after F4, your Hopton bishop is now completely trapped. This variation looks very dangerous. But don't worry, bro, your bishop is still safe. We push the pawn to E3. We attack that pesky pawn twice. No way, bro. The bishop just gets taken by the pawn here. What? Seriously? Checkmate. Thanks, Hopton bishop, for your sacrifice. A beautiful 6-move checkmate. Let's go back to move 5. After E3, of course, bishop is poisoned, because if black takes it, then queen H5 is checkmate. So, to avoid the checkmate threat, there are 2 best options for black. They can play knight F6, and the top move is H5. Let's break them down one by one. Let's say the knight jumps to F6. Go ahead and play bishop D3. Still, the pawn can't take the bishop, because bishop G6, mate! And to cover G6, the best move is rook G8. Okay, you can capture F4 twice. Or, let's have a little fun with the light-squared bishop. Hey man, you don't take my bishop. Look bro, they're being stubborn. Bishop check, knight takes bishop. Yes! Queen takes knight. Mate! Oops, sorry. The rook can still block. Now, checkmate. So, black should never try to take your bishop, because if they do, they're about to get crushed after bishop H5. Okay, let's look at another move that black often plays. They can play E6 or D6. Let's use E6 as our example. Now it's time to take F4. Then take the G pawn. And if G takes F4, go ahead and give check. And if knight takes the bishop, you're winning here. Look, the black king is totally confused about where to go. If rook blocks the check, just take it. Still check. King's only move. Another check. And at the same time, the queen gets skewered. Okay, so at this point, you're definitely winning. Let's go back. After queen takes knight. What if rook doesn't block, but instead king goes to E2? Just keep giving check, and black queen will be yours too. Black clearly has to sacrifice the rook. Go ahead and jump your knight. See? That rook looks even more miserable now, because it's under attack 3 times. So no matter how black responds, let's say bishop G7. Knight takes rook. Pawn recaptures. Bishop takes with a double attack. Bishop has to block. Sorry, bro. You'd better resign. Then queen gives check. Wherever king goes, black queen can't be saved. Go ahead and play on from this position. You win. Enjoy the game. What if knight doesn't take the bishop, and instead king moves to d7? Go ahead and play bishop h4. We pin the knight. You can continue with something like knight h3, targeting the f4 pawn. Then queen's knight to c3. Queen f3, and then castle queenside. Positionally, we're clearly better. The engine gives white an evaluation of around +3. So go ahead, get creative, and play your own game. Attack your opponent while they're completely cramped. Or, if your opponent just loves grabbing pieces. Let's say the rook takes on g2. Just stick to the plan. Knight h3 attacking the pawn, and the problem is that pawn can't be defended. If black responds with bishop g7, trying to protect the knight, just continue with queen f3. Now the rook is trapped. We're going to come out ahead in material. Or another move. Let's say b6, getting ready to fianchetto the light-squared bishop. It's no better. Just continue with queen f3, forking both black rooks. Okay? Or even if black plays the solid knight c6, your move is still queen f3. Obviously the rook has to move. Let's say it goes back home. Okay, now develop your last minor piece. On the next move, we can castle queenside. Bro, pawn is hanging. No problemo. We save the queen while grabbing the pawn. Hey, bro, where do you think you're going? Knight takes the pawn? Yep, it's check. But that's a blunder. If that knight just sits there, go crush it. So, after the knight takes the rook... Oh my god! I didn't see that, guys! I'm coming! Mate! Okay, so basically, no matter what your opponent tries in positions like this, once their king is no longer safe, in just about any opening, the game becomes much easier for you to play. And your opponent will usually be much more likely to make mistakes. Why? Because they're under pressure. And that's something you see all the time. Or what if knight doesn't dare take the pawn? Let's say the knight jumps, protecting its buddy on f4 while also attacking your bishop. Okay, today's puzzle. Pause the video and see if you can find the checkmate in 2 moves. If you find it, drop your answer in the comments. Let's go back to move 5, pawn e3. Earlier, black continued with knight f6, controlling h5. But what if black plays h5 instead? Be careful. This pawn looks pretty pesky. It could push to h4 at any moment. Your bishop, bro. Dead. Okay, just play bishop e2. Because if pawn pushes to h4, or maybe the f-pawn takes the bishop, either way, bishop h5 check. Rook takes. Then you simply recapture with the queen. Clearly, it's checkmate. And, let's say g4, trying to cut off your bishop's line. Just take free pawn. Then h3. After that, strike g4. Okay, you're better here. Because if the g-pawn takes h3, it's the same story as before. Bishop takes h5 check. Then queen takes rook, and it's checkmate. Well, let's go back. Let's say black responds with knight f6, protecting the h5 pawn. Don't worry about it. Just take the pawn and then go ahead. Or, if pawn takes pawn, just recapture with the bishop. We're up a pawn. Then knight c3. Knight can jump to b5, putting pressure on c7. Just keep playing simple moves, because from here on, you don't need any theory. But here's the problem. What if this pawn gets pushed to attack your bishop? You'll end up losing your bishop, right? Hey! Not so fast! Who says I'm losing my bishop? It's not that easy, man. We take the pawn with tempo. The issue is, knight can't run away. Remember, check. Rook takes the bishop, then queen takes rook. Of course, it's checkmate. So after pawn takes bishop, what's your move? Pawn takes the knight? Sure, go ahead. But look, this pawn is about to get way out of control, and there's nothing left to stop it from charging straight at the king. Obviously, your king is going to be exposed, and whether you like it or not, that's going to split your attention. Now you have to focus on attacking while also worrying about keeping your king safe. Okay, just take the pawn. Then, on the next move, go ahead and take the knight. If knight moves away, check. Rook has to take the bishop. Ooh la la. Checkmate. After pawn takes, what if the knight doesn't run away? Let's say, d5. Yep, now the black king has another square to escape to. Hey bro, don't overthink it. Take the knight before it gets away. Then go after the e7 pawn. And if pawn takes pawn, let's rock and roll. Check. Rook takes. Just take it back, nice and easy. Or if king moves away, just keep giving check. King moves. Watch your queen. Pull it back to f3. And after a standard move, it looks like that knight is eyeing d4. Let's defend it with our knight. Everything is under control. And after castling, your king can finally sit back and relax. Let's say bishop e6. If you want to castle, go ahead. That's a perfectly good move. Or you can develop your last minor piece. You can also choose to castle queenside. You've got plenty of ways to keep your king safe. Queen develops. Just castle kingside. Activate the bishop? No problem. Continue with rook a to e1. Look, the black king looks a little uncomfortable being lined up with your rook. If rook goes to f1, the idea is pretty clear, planning to castle by hand. Then the king goes to c8. Look, bro, after all that effort your opponent went through to get their king to the queen side, what's your move? Since your king is already safe and comfortable, it's time to go all out on the attack. Queen is under threat. And if queen goes to the wrong square, thanks for the pawn, your knight is about to get a little fatter after it grabs the bishop. Because the rook is indirectly attacking the bishop as well, trust me, Team Black is going to suffer here. So, after queen to d7, protecting c7, go ahead and jump your knight. Now you're attacking the bishop twice. Bishop can't move. It's pinned. And if you're playing black, what's your move? Okay, if h6, strike back. Just take the bishop. And after pawn takes knight, you have plenty of good options here. The simplest is knight to c5. Discovered check, and at the same time, you're attacking the queen. Yes, black's queen is dead. Or you can simply take the rook. Or maybe grab the bishop, it's completely free. They're all good moves. So it's pretty clear that you're completely dominating the position. Black is going to collapse very soon. Or, if the knight retreats to d8, the idea is simply to protect the bishop. Nice try. But it doesn't matter. You're still winning. Let's finish the game! Knight takes pawn! Check! Hey, Mr. King, where do you think you're going? Look, the king is completely stuck. Knight controls d6. Also, good job, my bishop. The queen has to take the bishop. Oops. Sorry. You win. Do we even need to keep going? Okay. If c6, then of course, queen to d6. Game over. Checkmate. Or, if the other pawn attacks the knight, yep, check. Only move. Brutal! Okay, guys. That's the Hopton attack. An opening you can use against the Dutch defense. It's full of hidden tricks, and it'll definitely make your opponents burn a lot of time trying to figure things out. Hope you found it helpful. Stay tuned for the next video. Keep your spirits up, take care, and thanks for watching.